Welcome to The Bench Has Spoken, a Survivor podcast from Bench Points Network. Each week, we recap the latest Survivor episode and provide commentary, predictions, and analysis. While we're in between seasons, we're talking about season 50 and all kinds of things Survivor related. I'm Mary, and this is Becca. We're longtime Survivor fans and even longer time friends, but once again, the opposite of that. I shouldn't be allowed to do the intro anymore. Thank you for joining us. So this week, I think, Becca, we're going to kick it off talking about the Idol Hunt.
Yes, and there's a lot of buzz across all 50 states, which is so fun. This is given from our perspective, we're really active on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So if you don't follow us there, please do. But it's been a really fun way to kind of connect with people who also are Survivor obsessed. And it created a lot of buzz this week. A lot of people had questions on logistical type things. Clues are starting to come out. Mary, do you have any initial thoughts on the Idol Hunt?
Well, I do have to start by saying that I was wrong. I thought this would be gimmicky, and I was not super excited about it. But then the last week or so, I've been really pumped. So, very excited. And we are in Indiana, so we got a clue, a blurry clue. I guess it's a pre-clue. I'm not really understanding exactly what the strategy is behind that. But Becca and I may or may not have gone down rabbit hole of trying to figure out what this blurry clue was. And I may or may not have driven um, a couple days after we got 11 inches of snow through an unplowed neighborhood and trekked through a foot of snow to see if I could confirm whether the spot that Becca thought it was. And I thought it was too. I'm not trying to put it on you. So yeah, I'm excited. How about you?
Yeah, I know I'm excited too. So we got the first initial blurry clue and we thought, oh, we know where that is. And so my assumption was when we got the blurry clue, it was first from come first serve, go get it. I've learned a whole lot of things since that. One, the first thing I learned was I'm 95% sure the location that we thought it was is incorrect. Two, there's not it's not gonna be out there until the official clue is released, which for Indiana is gonna be Friday, the January 30th, and so we'll get an official clue, and then it's not just one person goes and finds the idol, and then you're the Indiana winner or the whatever state you're in winner. So I saw somebody who's in Florida, and their clue got released today on January 29th, and they gave them a clue, clarified the blurry picture that they sent earlier this week, and it was pretty obvious based on what people are saying where the location was. And then it said anybody who goes there from 4 to 6 or something like that, there was a 2-hour window, can take a picture with the idol and submit it in for a chance to be selected for the finale. So I thought everybody who won in the state got a prize, and then one of the 50 winners got to go to the finale, but that is not the case after doing research. And there's also an online component, which I kind of like. So if people have restrictions or mobility issues or whatever, they can still participate. I like that part,
Yeah,
but I'm a little bit sad that it's not hurry up, rush, fine, go get it.
yeah. I think that definitely would be fun if it were a knockdown, drag out, first person to get there sort of thing. I could see that going awry, I think, pretty quickly. But
And somebody getting hurt and survivor getting
yeah.
sued and all the things.
Or an area getting destroyed or, businesses getting disrupted and stuff like that. So going back to the place Becca thought it was, if you're in Indiana, we were looking at, is that what it was? Or McCord
Yeah,
Park,
McCorm Park.
which has it almost looks like a sail or a sundial or something. It's hard to tell because it was covered in a foot of snow, but it's
Mary, tell them about your footwear.
yeah. Well, okay. So I hustled as soon as work was over. I hustled out the door, and I work from home. I was in workout leggings and tennis shoes with millennial no-show socks on, and I just grabbed my coat and ran out the door. So I was 11 inches of snow, without boots and without socks that covered my whole ankle. So not the smartest move. But I was like, "Okay, this is the tiniest little neighborhood, the tiniest little park. There's no way that they would have, so many people coming to this area," but I thought maybe, I don't know. But even if it's in a larger spot, I don't especially, where we think it is now, is in downtown Indy, right? That park is. And it's still, I mean, there's not great parking. It's not an easy place to get to. So I'm gonna be curious I'm gonna take my lunch tomorrow and go down there, I'm assuming you're gonna come to, and I'm curious to see if it's chaotic or if it's, like, 4 of us or what.
Yeah, it'll be one extreme or the other, I think. I think either nobody's gonna be there or it'll be I don't even know if it'll be chaotic, but I could see 50 people
Yeah.
being there.
I don't wanna wait in line. I think maybe I'll take my stuff and work from somewhere down there.
"Hey, take a call. Hey, sorry, I'm in line, waiting for a
I'm
survivor idol."
not trying to lose my job. I mean,
My
yeah,
boss
this
would be like, "Cool, call me back." This is crazy. But, okay, another question I have for you. I and we could probably do some research now that the Florida Clue has been active, and I know there are a few other states. I think Oregon may be active too. I think maybe Denver or, Colorado may be active too. I wonder what it actually looks like. Do you think it looks like an actual immunity idol
I sure hope
or
so.
immunity necklace?
Ooh, that would be fun. I feel like it would be more likely to be something that's, like, on a pole or something you just stand next to versus something that people have to hold or put on just because of, like, COVID ruined things like that, like touching and sharing. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna be, like, something on a pole. Part of me
Like
was worried it would be, like, a poster or something like
what if it's like a cardboard cutout of Jeff Probst?
I would
That
love
would
that.
be it would be so funny if it was the scenario where there was like one winner. We could go to all these places where we think it could be, put out cardboard cutouts of Jeff to throw other people off their trail.
We should make a fake Idol Aussie style. I will go get a stick and whittle it and put it in a napkin, and we can hide it somewhere.
I think that's a great idea. So after we realized that we were completely wrong about what the challenge actually was, we both pulled up the official like rules, which you can get at maybe we should back up. If you have no idea what we're talking about, if you go to survivor50challenge.com, you can go and enter information so you get clues for your state to find hidden immunity idol. Probably should have led with that. But we went to the survivor50.com website and read the rules and regulations. So it sounds like during your 2-hour window, somebody from CBS is going to be there with the idol. I guess that's so people don't take it and they still share and let everybody else take pictures and whatnot. So it's a little bit more structured and a little bit more formal than I expected. I'll be curious
Yeah.
to know. I'll wonder if they'll release stats on how many people from each state participated. I would be really curious to know, but we'll see what they tell us.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because I don't know, I could see them even if it was a small amount of people just really trying to hype it up and act like there were more, and I'm curious I just have so many questions about this. Like, okay, having someone from Survivor come out, it feels like that would be a lot of effort and a lot of expense. So I'm wondering if they're like, contact this local person. Like, okay, I'm thinking
Like a
Indiana.
local news station or something.
Yeah, or like Indiana Sports Corp or something like that, where we have like people whose job it is to like pump up Indianapolis and like, you know, help with all kinds of tourism things and hosting events and stuff. Have somebody from there come out and act as the CBS producer or whatever. Or if it'll truly be somebody from Survivor, will they be like dressed up like they're from Survivor? Will it be um
Rupert,
like a table set up with like hype, like will there be music playing or whatever? And how will they contend with a foot of snow?
right? And
Oh, sorry.
sub-zero wind chill.
Yeah. Do they have to, like, work with this location to say, "Okay, we'll pay for all of this stuff to be plowed so that we can get our stuff set up?" Or are they just like, "Just go in there and see what we can do, Jim?"
Yeah, well, I don't would there be just, like, somebody undercover on a bench with a newspaper in front of them, and you have to be like, "What are you doing?"
Do you feel okay, it's gonna be exciting regardless, but here's how I've been on a roller coaster of emotions with this because I went from apathetic to excited to confused to excited to disappointed a little bit. Like, I thought that it would be a month like, throughout the season, like, a months-long thing where, okay, dropping a clue here, now there's another
Yeah.
clue, and you have to, like, solve clues and go online and submit your answer or something like that. Um, so it's just like a one-day thing before the season starts is a little disappointing.
Yeah, well, and the fact that they're just making a big pool of people, and as much as I love the fact that for accessibility reasons that people can enter online if they want or need to, does that mean people that just don't want to go to the location or aren't like are just kind of lukewarm about the whole thing? Like, I want a real person, a real
Like,
fan,
dedicated.
yeah, somebody who's excited about the season, somebody's excited about Survivor to like really have the opportunity to like participate in the
Yeah.
finale.
I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, that's for sure.
Yeah. So if you are this is gonna be released tomorrow, Friday the
Mhm.
3rd. By 2 p.m. that day, Mary and I will be on an idol hunt. If you are looking for the idol or have looked for the idol in your state, comment and let us know how it went, what you thought, thoughts and opinions. Because I'd also be interested to compare and contrast reactions like state versus state. Like, did Florida have it all ironed out and it was fabulous? Was it a shit show in Indiana? Like, what did it look like from state to state? So I'd be curious to kind of open up that conversation and see what it's like across the board.
Maybe we could do some, joint lives or something to talk about it. That might
Ooh,
be
that's a good idea. We could go live tomorrow when we're looking for the idol.
that'd be
Follow us
exciting.
on TikTok if you're interested in seeing our, I hope it's an adventure, our adventures.
I do too. I
I
mean,
will
I think
say,
it will be just if nothing else for the snow.
one more thing I will say is Florida's clue did say the duration was an hour and it said wear comfortable walking shoes. So that makes me feel like their particular clue, there was actually like you had to park and walk to it or something. So
Could be.
that's kind of hunty.
Yeah, maybe they're like, "You might have to stand in line, so wear comfortable shoes." Or, like, I was thinking too for our snow situation, if it's where I think it is, which I haven't actually looked it up yet, but if it's where I think it is, there's a bunch of like, businesses around there, so they could maybe even bring it like, there's a brewery right there that they could maybe, like, move it inside so people don't have to stand out in the cold.
That's a good point too. It's like warehouse well, if it is where we think it is, there's a bunch of bunch of warehouses snapped together that people have opened businesses, coffee shops, breweries, all
Fouling,
kinds of fun stuff. I would love to drink a beer while I stood in line. That sounds great. That sounds really great. That would just enhance my Survivor experience. Good
same.
stuff. Well, not only did the Survivor 50 Idol Challenge drop this week, but we also got some really exciting news. We learned that there are 3 official tribes and they have been split, which is really exciting. So, the next thing on our podcast we're going to do today is go through each of the 3 tribes, talk about how we feel about the dynamics of the tribe, who we think might be at risk, who we think might be at on top, and who we might think would be the dead tribe. Um, dun, dun, dun. Which tribe do you want to start with, Mary?
How about Vaatu, just because that's the first on my list. And I don't know how to say these names yet, so don't judge me too harshly for it, but Vaatu, we have Q. Oh, I have to
Oh,
do what's the Gen Z heart? I don't know how to do it.
Mary
Okay.
loves Q.
Um, Stephanie, Aubrey, Kyle, Rizzo, Colby, Angelina, and Genevieve. Um, so this is out of the gate gonna be one of my favorites for the people dynamics because we're gonna be seeing a few, like, sorta out there people. I mean, I feel like a lot of people act like Angelina's, like, super crazy, but I mean, she's, like, a little bit goofy to me, but not, like, over the top, whereas I think Q and Rizzo really are. But the 3 of them on the same tribe, I think hilarity and antics will ensue, and then we've got maybe some, like, I don't know, maybe more serious, like, player types there as well, like Kyle, Colby, Stephanie, Angelina or I mean, Genevieve. I don't remember Aubrey, so I can't even talk about her.
Don't remember Aubrey either. Maybe we need to go back and watch some of her season. Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I know you love Q, and we have both come around to Rizzo. I like Q. I like Q. I don't know if I would call myself a Q like fan or stan as they say these days, but I do like him. But those two, like you said, both have really bold, strong personalities. Do you think that the two of them together are gonna like be thick as thieves and bond really, really tight, or do you think that they're gonna like butt heads? Because they're both like attention seeking. I will
Yeah. That's a great question I had not thought about. I always, in my mind, picture Q sort of like on an island, no pun intended. Like I
say.
feel like people are going to resist working with him because of his history or reputation, and we'll have a hard time trusting him. We'll have a hard time wanting to bring him into an alliance. So I don't know. I don't think they would necessarily become besties and work together. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rizzo's the type that would embrace that sort of personality. That's an interesting question. What do you think?
I think you could go either way. I think Rizzo's a likable guy, and I think he because we tried our best not to like him, both of us. I think he seems like a really likable guy, and I think he tries to really bond with people. But I could see at some point somebody being like, "Okay, enough's enough. Like I can't with the RSEGOD act anymore. I've got to like you've got to play or get out of here."
I just had a vision of Q being like, "What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, right, right,
Come
right.
on, what are you doing? What are you talking about?" Stuff like that. That'd be funny. What about, like, physical strength for this tribe? Do you feel confident for them? Do you feel yeah.
The only person I don't is Rizzo, bless his heart,
Oh. Well, I was thinking Aubrey too. She doesn't and
whoever
again,
she
I
is.
don't remember. Horrible thing for people who are doing a Survivor podcast to admit, but I do not remember her. I do not know what her skills are, but she just doesn't look
She
what
played
I would
twice.
she did what?
She
Oh,
played
played
twice, 3 times.
maybe she
Okay,
looks
everybody, we're gonna go back and do our homework.
maybe she's, like, one where it's been a while, so she, like, looks a lot different. I don't know. But I know Stephanie's been training like crazy. Obviously, Kyle's jacked. Q is in decent shape. Angelina looks like she actually is more fit than she was for David versus Goliath. Genevieve looks fit. Colby looks like he's in good shape. And then, I mean, Rizzo, I feel like even if he were a good athlete coming off of 2 weeks rest after 49 and making it all the way to the end, so not getting a lot of food and stuff, probably wouldn't be, like, dominating anyway, but yeah, I don't recall him doing well at any challenge, so
Bless his heart, yeah, and he's not a challenge guy, he's just I don't even know if I would call him a strategy guy. He is a guy. I like Kyle a lot, and I think that Kyle doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and I think he in his season, he was behind a lot of really big moves, but not the front runner. But he wasn't the leader of any of them, but he made key decisions in all of them.
yeah,
So I'm excited to watch Kyle play, and I hope he kinda takes ownership and leadership a little bit more than he did in his particular season. We'll see. I think this is gonna be a really, really strong trap.
I agree. I'm curious to see if Colby, as sort of like the oldest, the veteran, like an OG, will he try to boss people or like remember when this is so random, but do you remember when Bruce, went out in 4 hours or 12 hours with a concussion and then came back
Yeah.
season and acted like he was a Survivor veteran? Nobody really cared from that. I mean, he made it a while, but still. I just wonder if that could be an issue.
Like, he comes back and he acts like he's the king of the castle kinda thing. Well, I think the older players for sure have a target on their back, like the ones that have played over and over. But, I mean, Colby, I know he's 50, I know that, but I do think he's in good shape, and I do think he would be a good player to keep around for challenge purposes, because not only do I think he's in decent physical shape, but I just think he's, like, competitive to his core. So I think they need somebody that's gonna be, like, hyping up the team and keeping people fighting and keeping people digging in. So I don't know. I think that he'll go at least the first few weeks, I think he'll be fine. So again, I don't know how to say the word either. Vaatu tribe. I am looking here, and do you wanna take a guess on what the word Vaatu means in Fijian?
Strength.
Good guess. Very good guess. It means rock or stone. So I think you had a really good guess. And I wonder if they picked that word for this particular group of people purposely. And I love that they're pink. This is the first time we've ever had a pink tribe.
And somebody I don't know who it was like a random comment I saw on an Instagram post about the tribe split, noticed that they're not all, like, color coded. Like, the tribes are color coded, but the people are not. So, like, normally, they have to wear clothes that would align with the color. So that makes me wonder if there's gonna be a little bit of, like, when they all get there, if it's not a pre-split tribe or if it's, they have to do some sort of game or challenge or something to see which tribe they're in or captains or something like that. I mean, that it could just be that they were like, "We're just not gonna make you wear the same colors," or whatever, but
I kind of like when they make them wear the same colors. And I also like it when they're really cheesy with it. Like if somebody's a gym coach and they come with like it, and they're on the yellow team and they come in like yellow gym shorts and a yellow whistle. I'm like, that's silly. Or like the attorneys always have a sports coat, like when it's their turn. I'm like, it's just silly that that's like the equipment that they're able to bring on their tribe. Rizzo didn't change. Did you notice that? His outfit's the same.
yeah. I mean, I guess he had what he had. I don't
I
know.
guess so.
Interesting. Are they all wearing something from when they were on it before? Because Q's outfit looks familiar too.
Don't know.
Hmm, okay. Alright, if we like a blind ranking, just seeing Vaatu right now, where would you put them 1, 2, or 3? Okay. And then do you think I think you kinda answered this with that ranking, but do you feel like they have a risk of going to tribal first?
No. Do you?
No. I'm just gonna write this down because I wanna know if we were right. Okay. So next up is Cila?
Before we jump in, do you wanna take a guess on what that word means in Fijian?
Okay. All I can think of is cilia. I doubt they're related, so I will say, courage.
That's a great guess. It is to shine is what Sila means. And so they have their color's orange, but it's kind of yellow's always tragic, and orange reminds me of yellow. And uh, I think we should go through who's on it, and then I'll tell you my opinions. Do you want me to read the names of the players?
Sure, go ahead.
We've got Joe, we have Savannah, we have Kristen, Sari, Ozzy, Emily Flippin, Rick Devins, and Jenna on this tribe. Do you have any initial thoughts?
The other tribe, when you look at them, looked, like, physically strong. This tribe, I don't so obviously some of these people are physically strong, like Joe's jacked. I'm sure Ozzy is gonna thrive in challenges.
Savannah?
I don't know, because again, I go back well, okay, yes, I suppose, but she's now 26 days plus 2 weeks plus all the time at Ponderosa before the season started. And I'm sure in 2 weeks she could have, gotten rehydrated and had a lot of protein, but I just don't know, like, if she's gonna be peak still, and I that's not an attack on her because she's obviously a challenge beast, and I would not be shocked if she came in and did really well, but I'll be curious and interested to see how she does based on just, like, coming right off another season.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine that. Like, not only physical exhaustion, but my brain, I think, would be like, I just want to go home. Like, I
Yeah,
already won. Like, what am I doing here?
yeah. I would say based on physique and age and everything else, this tribe I think is a little bit in trouble if there's a lot of like physical challenges right away. And I hate to say this, I said this to you earlier. Sari, I feel like if this tribe loses the first challenge and she's physically the reason for it, I do think she'll go home because she's a strong physical arse. But in these early stages, they need physical strength to keep away from tribal.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think they'll do okay in challenges. One part that I always underestimate going into any survivor season is the puzzles. So my brain goes to, oh, you need strong people on your team. But even if the way the challenges are set up, even if you have that brute force strength, if nobody can put a puzzle together, you're screwed. And I do think this team can puzzle.
Yeah. I mean, he freaking wrote algorithms for slide puzzles, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think if there's anything that's like strategic puzzles, any sort of like thinking game, this will be the tribe to beat because they have Christian and Emily. I'm sure she's like an analyst, so she's probably good with stuff like that.
They can't let Joe spell. Do you remember when he had to spell something and it was, like, blatantly wrong, and he read it really loud and confidently, and Jeff was like, "No,
I wish we could like interject that scene here.
we're not the tech savvy people." You've got me a little bit concerned, Mary, about their outfits not matching because now I have a new fear that has been unlocked in my brain is they're gonna get there, they're gonna be in these original tribes, everything's gonna be hunky dory. They're gonna do a challenge and then immediately mix them all up. I don't want that.
I mean, I don't know if we look at their okay, I'm sliding through these pictures real quick. There are like okay, Tiffany's there in a pink shirt and she is on Kalo. I don't know how to say that. We also see Savannah's in pink, and then Joe has a pink thing around his neck, and Genevieve is in pink, and Rizzo has pink, and these could all be red or pink. I don't know, but they all like a shade of pink or red. So maybe all of those people were originally on a tribe, and something happened. And there's a lot of people in blue that are like mixed across the three.
And yellow.
So I don't
Maybe
know.
they just said, "Wear one of these colors," and then
That could be. Maybe they were trying to know spoilers.
maybe.
Because these are people everybody knows. So, like, even just people locally in Fiji or people at the airport or something could have seen them in clothes and been like, oh, these people are on a tribe, obviously, because they're obviously going to Survivor. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think it's suspicious that they're not all wearing the same colors. That makes me feel like unless it was truly an effort to avoid them being noticed and seen to be broken out in a certain way, I feel like it's gonna be because there's a change up that none of them saw coming. So actually I'm gonna look at some real quick. What color's Kyle wearing?
Kyle is wearing no shirt.
Okay. Because I was just thinking like what if they go, oh, well, that doesn't count. What if they go in thinking that if they have a friend, they're gonna be on that person's tribe, like,
Ah.
or like someone from their season or something, like, they're tricking them thinking that they're gonna be split up in a certain way, and then when they get there, Jeff's like, "Here's the first twist, shaking it all up, here's your actual tribes." And that would also I don't know. Hopefully, they have figured out the cheating at Ponderosa before the game starts situation, but that could help, like, if people are trying to strategize before because they think they're in the same tribe.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That
I don't know.
could help
I mean,
prevent that.
I'm the worst at making guesses, I'm never right, so it's probable that he's just like, "We just didn't wanna do that this time."
Yeah. Who knows? Do you overall opinion is this tribe looks like it may not be as dominant at challenges unless the challenges are more strategic. But how do you think that they'll all these personalities will merge together? I have 2 people that I think are gonna be like homies.
Ooh, I'm guessing that this tribe looks like they will be the most able to get along
Yeah.
because I think Savannah, Christian, Joe, Suri, and new Emily, now that she's just like knows she can't be aggressive, and Jenna are like social, likable people. So I think they'll all try to like placate each other and get along and stuff. I mean, Ozzy, who knows what he'll do? And then I don't, this Rick guy, I'm not
I could
sure.
see Avi kinda being the outlier of that tribe.
But I don't see a lot of big fights other than I think there's a potential for Savannah, Bree, and Emily to get into it a little bit.
Yeah. I think they'll be best friends until they can't be, and then I think that Savannah will start acting like Savannah, and then Suri and Emily will be like, "Hey, no, we aren't riding your coattails. Like, we're playing a separate
Yeah,
game."
I hope so. I was thinking I can't remember if we've talked about this before, so I'm sorry, but I feel like I said it at some point. I think it'll be interesting to see how quickly these people can be like, "She's a reporter. How annoying," and see through the, interrogations and the directness and stuff like that. And I think Cerise, Savannah, and Emily are all direct to some extent, so maybe they won't be bothered by it with each other, and maybe they'll click because of it, but I don't know.
It'll either be us against each other or us against the world, you're right, and I don't know where it'll fall.
What's your blind ranking for this tribe? Okay.
What do you think?
Here's where I'm struggling is because I know Joe's strong and resilient and
But can he carry the whole tribe?
yeah, and then
Avi's
Christian,
pretty
I don't know, he's a lot older now, and he doesn't look like he's, tried really hard to get, like, super buff or anything like that. He looks like just a normal dude, right? So I don't know if he's still got it. We'll see. I'm sure he's still got the, like, mindset of I'm gonna win and push, push, push and stuff like
that's
that.
half the battle.
I think I'm gonna start them out,
Oh, okay.
and my prediction right now, and like I said, I'm always wrong, so that's a good thing if you like Suri. I think they're gonna lose the first tribal council and I'm sorry, challenge, and either Savannah or Suri will be voted off because they don't know Savannah, so they wanna get rid of her, and or they think they need to get Suri out because she's not as good at challenges.
I could see them Xing Suri or Jenna because I could see Jenna just not fitting in.
I think Jenna will partner up with the dudes. Like, I could see her and Joe and Christian working together well. I feel like Ozzy's such a wild card. I don't know where he would fit in, or like which group. Like, if we're talking about we have the 3 strong drag girls working together, and then Jenna, Christian, and Joe. I don't know which of those Ozzy would like gravitate toward, or maybe he starts his own thing with the girls. I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
Okay, last tribe is Kalo.
Yep, and that means spirit, which is nice. So it means spirit who shine and rock. Love that. Tiffany, looking. Oh, do you want to? I'll run through who's on the tribe, and then we can start picking them off. Jonathan Young, uh, Mike White, Camilla, Charlie Davis, Tiffany, Coach, and Chrissy.
This is like a wild card tribe for me. It feels like a mix of interesting things. almost like, "And the rest." Like, they
Yeah,
broke out
yeah,
strong
yeah,
people,
yeah.
strong, like, the smart people, and then and I'm not saying these people are not strong or smart, it's just, like, not a clear, like, advantage on either side for me. I think that it's so interesting with Camilla and Dee together. They're both very strategic, so that'll be interesting to see.
Tiffany looks like a supermodel. My opinion on this tribe, I think they'll be last because I think they've all got individual strengths, and I think they're all wonderful Survivor players, but I don't know if they all mesh well together. So that's why I think this will be the, like, least successful tribe.
I could see that. I feel like there's a lot of, like, strong personalities who wanna be the leader in this group, and not leader in like a traditional sense of, like, "Here's where we're gonna put the shelter," and stuff like that, but people who want to be the leader of an alliance or want to be the biggest person in the alliance, I guess. Like, I could see Camilla, Dee, Coach, Tiffany, for sure, those 4 all wanting to be that way. Charlie, I think, can play it cool, so I'm not as worried about him. I think Mike
I think
probably what were you gonna say?
I think he'll be the first to go if they go to travel. What do you think?
First to go, I think well, okay, one thing that we didn't talk about, so I'm gonna bring it up right now because it's applying to my answer to that question, is that I don't like that there are winners on the season, I've made that clear, that's a personal problem, but I like that they split them up so there's not, like, multiple winners in each tribe, and
Oh,
I
that's a good
wonder
point.
if that means that the winners will be the first targets in each tribe, and the reason that Cirie isn't or Savannah isn't necessarily is because people don't know that she's the winner, so maybe that will be a non-issue, but I would if I were on any of these tribes that have a winner and I knew they were a winner, that would be the first person I'd be trying to get out,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because you've been there, done that. You're
but
already
I think Mike's a good choice as well because it's like a
it's not
token.
just age, he's just yeah, I just think he's, yeah, kinda like a token player, like, I don't think he's a player. One thing we didn't mention before we started talking about the tribe breakups is this is the largest Survivor season ever so far. They've got 24, castaways, and that's the most they've ever had on a single season, which is just an interesting fun fact, as we watch. So, I wonder if there will be more double eliminations or if they're expecting some of these older people to get hurt or if they still have a secret infestation, what they're expecting there. But
That's a
so
good point, I didn't think about that in terms of how they would handle it if they have, like, the same number of tribal councils and stuff like that.
who knows? Interesting. So is this your number two tribe?
Mhm. So it'd be your number 3 trip, and then do you think they'll go to tribal first?
Yes. I think they'll
Okay.
go to tribal. I think Mike wants a goner.
Hi, Mike. At least he has his show. You know, we should do is figure out if okay, because like, okay, he has White Lotus, right? So, I think I read actually right before we got on here that he had to halt production on the show to join Survivor 50. So, I'd be curious, like, when did they start production back up? And, I mean,
Interesting.
'cause they don't you only stay there if you're
Playing.
on the jury, right? Or playing. Like, if you get voted off before the merge, you don't stay at Ponderosa, do you? Or do you have to stay there the whole time regardless?
I don't know. Maybe they keep them there to keep them quiet.
That would make sense. So,
But I
okay,
don't know though.
that's
If
not a
you've ever played Survivor, if you know that answer, let us know. Do they hold you hostage after you get kicked off? Surely they let people go because when people are grapping and moaning and just wanting to go home, surely they just let them go home.
that would be hilarious if, like, Brandon cried to leave, and then they're like, "The
You have to
rules
stay at the
say that you
motel.
have to stay here until the whole thing is over." Although I feel like as long as he was in a hotel, he'd be better.
Bless his heart. I like it when people beg to get voted off and then people playing are like, "No, we're not doing that." I think it's funny. Well, that's our breakout of the Survivor 50 tribes. It's exciting. It's fun to kind of get tidbits of information as we get closer. Something else exciting that's happening in Survivor 50 that we now know more about are celebrity guest appearances. So there are 4 celebrity guests. Mary, do you want me to run through them? We got MrBeast, who is a social media personality. If you don't know him, he's a YouTuber. Musicians,
Okay.
Yeah. Musicians, Billie Eilish, and Zac Brown, and a comedian, night show host, Jimmy Fallon, are the 4 celebrity guest appearances. Mary, you got any thoughts?
Well, okay, it's the obvious thought I think of many Survivor fans, especially longtime Survivor fans, is why.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think you made a really good point. I forget if it was, like, in one of our episodes or during a live that, Survivor viewership is down, so maybe bringing in some of these people that appeal to younger audience members is a good way to try to get their engagement. So I guess I kinda get it, plus it's 50, so you gotta do something big. So I'm coming around to the idea, but I wanna see how it plays out, and one of my biggest complaints with last season was there were some crazy challenges and advantages that were won, like, too far in my opinion, and I hope that these things are not like that. Like, I don't want something that changes the game too much or gives someone too much of an advantage. I hope it's more just like MrBeast has candy bars. Like, what if his appearance is that he's at the auction and he has a box of his candy? You know what I mean? Like, then I could be like, "Okay, I don't know why we had to do this, but it's better than some other crazy alternative." I don't know. How about you?
Didn't care too much about it until we saw the season 50 trailer right after season 49 wrapped up, and I thought, "Well, maybe they won't make it tchotchke cheesy." It was the most tchotchke cheesy, like, misplaced it was like, "Survivor 50, this is the legacy, this is the legend, da 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 da, Mr. Beast, da 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 da, Jimmy Fallon, Billie Eilish, where do you come from?" It's like they had to make sure that all of them got their, like, allotted screen time. I guess they're trying to get their money's worth out of these people,
Yeah,
but
probably.
I don't know. And I said this too, Mr. Beast makes sense in my mind because he has such a huge following of all ages, but a lot of younger people. And so I could see him being a really attractive, like, catch, for the show. I could see
And he
Billie
has a
Eilish.
tie-in with the Beast Games,
Yep,
Survivor version or whatever.
yeah. And then Billie Eilish, I can get that because again, she's got a huge reach. Jimmy Fallon, he's like a household name. And so that makes sense to me. Brown is and please no Zac Brown fans come for me, but he's like a mediocre early 2000s popular average old country music singer. Like, where, when, why, or how did he get looped into this?
I just had a thought as you were talking through them. Okay, so it's almost like they have somebody that can appeal to every person who would potentially watch Survivor could be one of these people could appeal to them. So, like, you have young people, like YouTube people, gamer people, whatever, Mr. Beast. Young, like 20 somethings who love music and, like maybe girls or guys too. I'm not trying to be sexist, but would be Billie Eilish. And then Jimmy Fallon's like the middle aged person and older, like late night show host sort of thing. And then maybe Zach Brown's like the random, well, if you hate Billie Eilish and you hate Mr. Beast and you hate Fallon, you'll love Zach Brown.
Solution for Zac Brown because I can't imagine of all the celebrities in the world just pulling those three make sense to me. But Zac Brown, I'm like, what? I don't. Maybe he's a super fan, or maybe he's
Yeah, I
related
did.
to a producer.
I looked up, who are some people that are like big time Survivor fans. Obviously, all of these people are on that list except for Mr. Beast. Or I guess he is, I guess. I just didn't see him until this second. But I feel like there are a lot of Survivor fans who are celebrities that maybe could have been chosen. But I guess if I'm looking at this list, I don't know that any of them stand out any more than any of these four. So we have Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's cool.
And was she Daphne on Scooby Doo? I never saw those movies, but
We gotta watch them. They're good.
Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. So Nick Offerman is from Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson, and then his wife is Megan Mullally, and she is also on Parks and Rec and Will and Grace. Kiki Palmer well, I know her from Disney Channel, but she's done a bunch of stuff since then. Rebel Wilson.
But that would have been a fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun for sure. I would actually almost like to see her as a contestant, like if they're gonna randomly pick celebrities to be on it. Adam Scott, also from Parks and Rec, who I
Wonder if the Parks and Rec cast all sat in their trailers and watched Survivor.
that'd be funny. I hope they did.
And then everybody on Survivor sat in their trailers and watched Parks and Rec.
This is a good one. This is a miss. Neil Patrick Harris. He would've been fun.
He is on like a B-list Netflix game show right now. And I love everything about Neil Patrick Harris. And
Maybe
I
he would be a Survivor host.
yeah, oh my gosh, he would be the best Survivor host. But he's hosting this game show, and the game show sucks. The storyline sucks. The game itself sucks. But Neil Patrick Harris is amazing. He's wonderful.
I'm sure he's doing the best he can with the material he
Yeah,
has.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I watched the entire thing because I was like, I gotta go back for my boy. He would be a great host. That's a great option and a great guest.
Well, I
Everybody
haven't
recommends
submitted our ideas to Jeff yet, so I can always add him in with
we
Owen
could
Wilson and Jeremy Collins.
what's it called when you are, trying to get, like, your doctorate degree and you have to write a big paper?
A thesis or
Dissertation?
dissertation? Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're gonna write up a dissertation for Jeff about these are
I
your
can
potential
write a
replacement
20-page
options.
essay on anything, don't you worry. Um, okay, so that was I'm willing to give peace a chance. We'll see how this plays out. I'm not having high hopes of it, like, going really
I just don't think it's
well or
natural.
being exciting, so but, whatever, we can't do anything about it. I'm hoping, though, that it's not okay, when the Sea Crate latch on happened, they made 45 minutes of the show about that, and it could have been 5 minutes. So I hope that these people coming in and out doesn't disrupt the flow of the game, isn't too big of a focus on the celebrities. Like, I don't wanna see a bunch of confessionals with Billie Eilish talking about how much she loves Survivor.
Sorry, Billy. Gotta go. Do your thing.
It's your appearance on Survivor.
Yeah, yeah. We'll watch you on something else.
Yeah,
We'll watch you on something else.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, most exciting things happening this week, I think, might be the Survivor 50 Idol Hunts. Comment below if you find one and let us know the details and if it was so fun and what your favorite part about it was. And we will do the same and update everybody as we look for the Indiana Idol tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for
Yay,
watching, everybody.
thank you. Bye.